Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our stream. It's been a while since we did. Oh no, wait. Oh my god, that cat is fucking beautiful. I'm trying to enjoy the cat, Rozzy.
You're
Shut the fuck
easily
up.
distracted by
Fuck
shiny
you,
things.
Nick.
Oh god. Look at
The
that.
cat is frozen right now.
But it's beautiful. Just leave it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
We were doing so good, and as we start, and are you with us, Katie? Can you hear us?
I love technical difficulties.
That's okay. Well, we're still online, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I think the cat's eyes speak for
the cat has
all of us.
it. So welcome back. We are continuing along with our removing the Mathis curse campaign here. We are going to be doing the thing. Kevin, you're gonna say something. Please say it, because I'm really out there.
Great.
But you didn't introduce your character, so today Nick is playing no one.
Oh yeah, no shit. I'm just a dude who you'll hear him make weird noises like
A jock has no name.
Ooh.
Oh
okay.
shit,
Okay, Chad.
Rozzy. Got me.
We're 30 seconds in and shots have already been fired. That's
all
not
right,
great.
So Nick's playing Chad from the Valley.
Where's my Stacy at?
That's so Craig.
Well, tonight I'm playing Bosco, who is a very good boy. He's a former familiar golden retriever, and currently working as a member of the Celestial Bureau of Familiar Affairs. And in general, being very disappointed and slightly embarrassed by the people he's hanging out.
That's your problem, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, Rozzy, now follow that up.
What?
What? That was beautiful.
Oh, you're serious? I play August. I am a necromancer. I see dead people pretty much everywhere. Under the bed covers, around the corner, sitting next to you.
Ghost mice?
Yeah, well, I think they were rats.
I see them in your purse.
Yeah, but that's me in a nutshell. I'm creepy.
Very Wednesday Addams.
Pretty much. Katie?
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm playing Tyka Ashton. She is a warlock shifter, and she has a fox familiar.
Yeah. Those are the best.
And it's Derek, and I'm kind of running these people through this today. And what we're gonna, I'm gonna make this the recap kind of pretty quick today. There was a discussion between the former mayor and the rest of the party about plans to try to liberate this girl, Melody, who is now being put on trial for witchcraft. The first step in those plans was to head to Antwerp, meet somebody, kind of get in and try to work your way around the various guilds to get, or the various guilds and businesses and whatever, to get in there to have a meeting with her and have an actual discussion with this woman who had been falsely imprisoned. But on your trip out, you noticed a bit of a smoke and fire situation in the forest and headed back out there to find a person that you had met for a very short time, kind of in a bit of a jam of her own at this moment. And some of the details of what was going on were intentionally kept secret from all of you so that I could start it this way the beginning of the session. Then we also must discuss for a moment what Katie's character was doing, Tyka was doing before you guys caught back up with her. She came to deliver a message to Rosgrave to stop chopping down trees someone, the trees themselves, were kind of asking her to do this. She came to do this. The ex-mayor basically said, I've got nothing to do with that. Go talk to the dwarfs. So she went out, stumbled upon a troll, traveled for a bit, stumbled upon trolls, then came to these dwarves that were in this thing and tried to have a discussion with them. And in turn, they kind of took her as a prisoner. So that's kind of where we're at now. Is the recent small patch of forest fires has been stopped. As you guys came up to the camp, the 4 large tents, all of the workers were kind of gathered around one tent, and what you could see from in this tent was Taika kind of sitting down, and this dwarf kind of questioning her, and everybody else seemed to be around just kind of watching. This was kind of like a spectator sport at this moment. And the discussion had really come on because all you could hear and see from your point of view at that point was just the crowd of all these dwarves that have been dwarves and some goblins. There was a couple of bugbears, various things that were in the gang that were basically chopping down the trees. So I'm going to start this with a perception check from Bosco. And I'll explain that in a moment.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was going to ask if it was scent-based.
Scent-based, yep.
Okay. So
scent-based, yep.
I got a 24.
Okay. The biggest thing that you notice here, as you get closer to this camp, is the scent of that same fungus that you smelled down below. The scent that was the same with the clone that was fighting Lego and all these other half constructed people had a very peculiar scent to you, and you smell this kind of wafting in general from it's like concentrated over the entire camp.
Okay. And August and Kixick are nearby?
Yeah. All of you, and technically between, you guys got close enough that you could see that Taika was in this area because you were able to put your chalkboard up and ask her last time if she needed some help. So what
I'd like to do is throw up a one-sided chalkboard message to show August and Kixick the message, I smell pod mushroom.
And now the whole lot of you can make perception, visual perception checks.
Okay, visual perception. Let's take a look. That's gonna be a 4. I was like, yeah. What are you talking about?
You're too busy.
I'm too busy fucking flexing.
Checking on the flex, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm inspecting my veins to see how many actually pop out when I.
Okay. And Rozzy, what was that number?
9.
Okay.
I got a 19.
19.
We're all like, sorry, Bosco, you're fucking high.
That was for you as well, Katie. What did you get?
I have to reset my page. It got all wonky.
That's okay. I have your character sheet here too if you need it while you're resetting, but go ahead and do any resetting that you need. I'm sorry?
I rolled a 4.
You rolled a 4. Okay.
We're on fire tonight.
that would give you an 8.
Okay.
For your perception at this moment. So,
Yay.
which actually makes sense because right now you're kind of seated in the seat, and you have the entire gang of well, most of them look like they've been indentured into doing this, or they've been pressed, sorry, into this gang for cutting down these trees. You have them all surrounding this tent where you're in, and you have this guy who's hasn't really said anything yet, but he's got a box on his lap, and he's he, uh, he looks like he's about to say something. So you're there's a lot of distractions going on for you right now. So like seeing what you're specifically looking for, and maybe not so easy at this moment. Whereas you're busy staring at your muscles. Bosco, you had an 18?
19.
19, sorry. You do notice several of these various people in front of you, a couple of goblins and a bugbear and some dwarves and stuff. The majority of them are dwarves, but they have they'll either have like bands on their arms or like a headband on or like a bandana, something that kind of like covers. But you can see like poking out of the edges of these things just tiny bits of those same clusters of white mushrooms that you saw before. So now you've smelled them and you've seen them, and whatever they're about to do, it looks like looks like it's a little hard from your point of view to see what's going on, because you're seeing a bunch of waist level and lower on a bunch of larger animals or larger humanoids, and the occasional like dwarf or goblin who's kind of closer to your eye level, but not really great for allowing you to see beyond them.
Right, but if I can see mushrooms popping out, that's enough. The message will change to maybe they're all pod people. Not good.
Okay, and as
the trend.
as you're having this discussion, the dwarf stands up and he opens this box and he starts to head towards you, Katie. And in this box, and he's now holding it at an angle that you can clearly see it. Inside there are 3 white mushrooms. He's like,
Eat 'em.
He's like, the price for doing business with us is you have to eat these.
Oh.
No, you
Not it.
But there's obviously one thing that you do need to know is you are not in a position to refuse our deal right now.
You can sell those,
Yeah.
pretend to eat it, and sell them at a higher price.
Yeah. So but I'm a generous man, and I'm going to give you this option. I'm going to hand them to you, and you can eat them, or we can get, and he just points randomly off towards not even anybody, just saying we can get some of them to come over and help you eat these.
I will bark to grab everyone's attention when he waves over, and then just shake my head no.
Okay, so there is it. Yeah, you hear the bark, and it's like that moment where the music stops, the needle drops, everything. Everybody turns around, and they're just looking down at Bosco, who is sitting there. That's when you notice that you actually have whoever attempted to secure your chains to have you sit down there and be secured did not actually lock them.
Okay.
So you actually are they are manacled to your wrists, but they're not like bolted down to the chair or to the ground or anything. So you do have like so you have a chain around one hand, and it's kind of through like the arm of the chair and around the other, but like you could just stand up and walk away with the chair. It's not like they really secured you.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Bye, Rosie. Oh, hi, Rosie.
Rude.
Welcome back.
So I think what we're gonna do, and even though this might not break into a full combat, may I still would like to roll initiative to kind of determine the order in which things will.
Don't. Oh shit! I have to roll, don't I? Haha. Hold on.
9.
Crit.
Okay, so
ooh. Let's see.
so you got
19. Sorry.
okay. So Kix's got 19. Uh, Rosie, August got 20.
Yep. It's
flat-
natural.
Flat 20, or what's your initial?
21.
21. Okay. And Bosco, I missed
9.
9. Okay. And then Katie or Taika 15.
15.
I'm not last. I'm not last. For once.
No, you get to be first.
Not that that's necessarily a good thing.
Well, we'll have the opportunity to follow your lead.
Oh man, this is
Okay.
good. This is gonna be crunchy. I just know it. As
Okay.
Kevin likes to say.
Yeah. So okay. So I've got everybody in actual play. What? I'm sorry. Sorry. I just saw what you said there, Nick, and I didn't. It just didn't.
I was just like really confused. I'm like, what the fuck did I say? Oh wait, yeah. People, my pod father.
Yeah. Okay.
Or pod my people father. Yes. Hi guys.
Yeah. See, it's gonna be that whole thing again where
I say something random and then you start laughing and say "fuck you, Nick" in the middle of it.
yeah,
I
it's
know
just
how it
gonna
goes
be
down.
one of those. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have a fuck you, Nick. And if that's on like anybody's betting pool, in the first 20 minutes, you're gonna have to push that more to probably the first 40.
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll do bingo cards next time.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we have here right now, to fully set the scene, is Taika, you're half-heartedly chained to a chair. The rest of the group the rest of the Forsting party, the lumber dudes, are staring off at this dog that just barked. You have met these other people briefly already once, in a situation where they were having trouble tending to a very, very wounded man. So both of your meetings have been kind of in really awkward kind of positions right now. We'll start off this whole event with August.
I guess let's murder people.
I love it. Let's murder people.
Okay.
I'm better with dead people. Let's make them dead.
Literally, like, hold on, let's murder people. Got it.
Rude.
I guess let's murder people. That's
So
that's
how are you
some-
gonna go about doing that?
Wow, I thought we were gonna be a little bit more subtle, but yeah, sure, fuck it, I'm up for it. Oh my god, cat. Meow.
It's such a cute baby.
Look
Oh my goodness. Anyway, Speaking of cat, what the fuck? Where's Neo?
Ow.
Great, I have no fur in my coffee.
Um,
I know that feeling.
Oh,
I'm gonna try Ray of Sickness.
I hear it's good for you until you cough up the fur ball.
God, don't stop you.
You're gonna try Ray of Sickness?
Yes. Well, wait. Is there any point? Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. Alright. I'm rolling now.
Who are you targeting?
Yeah, that's
To me.
I'm just gonna target fucking
They're
anyone.
invisible, so I never really know who's near me at any given time. So whoever's within 60 feet of me.
okay. Yeah. So in this case, specifically where you're at now, you have a choice of a large variety of. You have some dwarves, a couple of goblins, a bugbear.
Bugbear.
You can't really necessarily get the boss guy because he's kind of got all these people in front of him, and he has a tent in front of him right now. So the bugbear, go ahead.
Yeah, let's do it. So that was 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
I need to make a con save. Oh yeah, I don't think. Let's see. I don't think a 8 is gonna make it.
On my end?
No. Okay, so you rolled a 16 to hit.
Yes.
Which
okay, so he didn't get it.
Which hit?
Okay.
You hit him. I rolled the con save, which I don't believe an 8 is going to make it. You
no,
need
it's
to
13.
give me.
I see it now.
Yeah. Yep. So you're gonna need to give me the poison damage.
Oh my god.
Oh,
and
wow.
he's poisoned till the end of the next turn.
Oh my god.
12 plus. No plus. Just 12.
Okay, so you shoot out this ray of sickness, which what does that look like for you?
Green bubbles.
Okay, so you shoot at this line of all these green bubbles, and as they pop against this, as the bubbles pop against this bugbear, you notice something slightly strange. The head, the the bandana he had over his head, kind of the back of it kind of bulges out, and it kind of pops off his head, and these 3 white mushrooms just expand in size as these bubbles are hitting him. And just as the last of the bubbles come in contact, and these mushrooms have grown to like a much larger size, it's kind of even pushing his head down a bit. His head just poof, and there's just a cloud of spores and poison bubbles and a dead bugbear.
God, adult acne really sucks, huh?
I was like cocking eyebrows, like, yeah, she can do that again.
So, in response to that, you see one goblin. Like the others don't seem like they kind of see this and they don't really react to it. But you see one goblin. He's got shaky feet, and he turns to run.
Oh my god, yes.
And he gets he gets past some of the logging equipment and into the trees. You can still see him from here, but he's a good about 80 feet away from you guys now, and heading away.
Nice. He yeeted himself from the battle. That's respectable.
Fly free, little bird. Fly free.
If you love him, let him go.
But at that point, the dwarf that's the closest to Bosco kind of opens his mouth in a grin, and you see like he's even got like fungal growths on his teeth.
Okay.
And he attempts to swat the dog. Yeah. So he reaches out with a fist, and he actually tries to punch you. And he just you're not sure like if he's just not really great at judging distances, but there's a good like foot and a half between your body and where his fist goes.
Yeah, I'm only 3 foot tall. Punching is not the way to go.
Yeah. So he's like, he just like takes this swing, and just is nowhere near hitting you. And Kixic, your turn.
Okay, so I'm just gonna like look around and be like, wait, which one are we hitting? Who are we hitting?
Sign goes up with an arrow to the guy that just punched me.
Oh. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna like fucking I don't know how close I am to him, but I'm gonna basically be like, "Hoo-ah!" And I'm gonna go after and like just take my Cuisinart cutter and beat the shit out of him.
You are only you're probably within 5 feet of Bosco anyway.
Oh, cool!
So,
that scream's gonna startle everyone. just
you think the scream would startle them, but like the majority of these people just don't seem to have any expression but like anger on their face.
Okay, well, you know what? I got myself psyched up, so that's all that matters, and I'm gonna roll to swing at this bitch.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah. That was a... trying to figure out... That's a +4, technically? Because that's... No, would it be a +2 or +4?
Why is that?
I'm just trying to figure it out, because I know battle axes and everything are +4. I don't know. Help me out here, I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah, no, you're okay. I'm looking at the sheet right now. See what we got.
It's technically an improvised weapon, so I mean that would just be my strength modifier.
Your strength modifier, yes.
I thought you wouldn't get something that was actually weapon-like.
No, I still have not taken that to get fashioned.
Yeah. So you still so basically you would get disadvantage on the attack and a +2 to hit. You wouldn't get your proficiency.
Right. Yeah, I did that. So it'd just be a +2. So my lowest was a 14. So that's what I want to make sure. So +2 or +4.
14 will still hit. Yeah, it's just a +2 to hit, and 14 will still hit.
Okay, cool. And fuck, that was a 2d10. We said that was on that thing.
Yes.
Oh fuck. So hopefully that screech worked. That was a 12.
Okay, so how do you want to do this guy in? Because that's not really.
I'm gonna like turn and go ha as I do that hoo-ah, and then I'm gonna take it and just slice sideways.
Okay, so when you take him, that blade comes because of his height at about just a little under his shoulder, and you just take the whole top part of his body like clean off, and you're expecting blood, bones, whatever, and all you just see is this spongy mushroom like material all through his entire body. But cutting the head falls, the body falls down, and you now have a little bit of goo on your blade.
I'm just gonna take the blade and I'm gonna shake it. I'm gonna be like, and I'm gonna be very satisfied.
On your shoe.
I got some goo on my shoe.
And then as Kixie's gone, we're moving through the line now. There are a lot of these guys, but
One to go.
a couple of them jump out at Kixie after that, and yeah, okay. So you do the first one comes jumps at you. You're shaking off this goo from your blade, and you just sidestep it. The second one comes in. The second one comes in though, and it's going to throw a punch, and it connects. But what you get hit with, it kind of feels like a compressed loaf of bread and not like a humanoid fist at all.
Just be like, sidestep, and then turn around and be like, ooh.
So you take 1 point of damage
Ooey, ouchie.
as it
Got me.
punches you about mid thigh.
Oh, God, exposing my muffin chops for sure.
Taika, it is your turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna do expeditious retreat with the chair.
Yep. Bonus action, range is self. You only need verbal and somatic. Your hands are not bound tight enough that you can't do like the necessary gestures needed for the spell. So you're able to cast that, and you can dash away if you'd like. And what that will allow you to do is move double your speed in whatever direction you'd like. And I believe your speed is 30, so you can move 60 feet away in whatever direction. You will be taking the chair with you, but
Okay.
you can still do that.
Okay, so I'll go towards like the rest of the party.
Okay. Yeah. So you say your spell. The guy's like looking at you, and you just turn right through the crowd. And as you go right through this crowd, they are not at all kind of aware of you moving through. They're all kind of still stuck on this dog barking. You get through. You even tap a couple with the chair as you're going by, and you get up, and then you're back behind with the rest of them. And now we have 2 cats. Okay. Your mission for next week is or next time, Nick, is to have one of your cats on the screen.
How can
Kevin,
I compete with that? Like, how the fuck can I compete with that? It's not fair.
No, but Taika, that's your bonus action. You've used your movement, you used your bonus action. You still have an action if there's something you'd like to do. And
Okay.
in this case, for an action, essentially means attacks. I think. Well, wait. You can cast a cantrip though, right? If the first spell is a first level bonus action
That only
spell.
applies. That only matters if it's a sorcerer with quicken spell.
Okay. And so it's still only 1 spell per turn. That's right.
No. The only limitation is for sorcerers using quicken spell.
Okay.
Anyone else, or even a sorcerer using spells normally, can use a bonus action spell like Expeditious Retreat and something else.
Yeah. So you could but there's no level limit to that other spell, right?
Nope.
As long as you have a slot for it. Yeah.
Right.
So you can use one of your spells or attack or, whatever you would like to do. Or nothing. It depends on what you feel up to doing.
Okay. I guess I'll try and like break the chair.
Okay. So
On
you
two.
You could do that a couple of different ways. You could use kind of acrobatics to kind of get your way out. Move your way out. You could use just athletics and raw strength to try to break it, or you could actually use it as an improvised weapon and try to break it on one of the opponents.
Oh, I want to do that.
Okay, so all I need you to do then, in that case, is roll a d20.
D-twizzle.
Okay. So I rolled a 9.
Okay. Okay, deals a D4. There's no. Okay. Yeah, so a 9 will actually hit, and just roll a. You don't have an exceptional amount of strength, so you're just gonna roll a D4 for the amount of damage that you do.
Okay. Two.
Yeah, it's a particularly rickety chair, so you are able to turn around and let's say there's a targets your choice. There's a couple of still a couple of dwarfs there. There's a couple of goblins, and there's a half orc and another bugbear in your general vicinity. So you can choose any one of those that you would like to hit on your way through.
I'll go for the half orc.
So you cast your spell, you move through the crowd, and as you're going, you just see a half orc there, and you just go whack, and you break the chair across his face. He doesn't react the way somebody would normally react when they're hit in the face with a chair. It's kind of doesn't really change his like angry grimace at all. And what you do see is bits of this chair kind of stuck into his like slightly spongy skin. You do break the chair off, and you no longer have the chair in your way. You still have the chains from one wrist to the other, but they're loose enough that you can do almost anything. And that will be your turn for now, and we'll move on to three goblins make their jump for oh yeah, okay, so three of these little goblins make a jump for Bosco, and they actually make kind of a leap at him, and two of them fall flat several feet away. The third does land next to you.
I'm gonna laugh at the two. Like, I'm just gonna point and laugh.
And it kind of smacks you right across the head for a point of damage, but like I described to Kixik before, this thing that's hitting you doesn't necessarily feel like a goblin. It feels kind of spongy.
Okay.
It's SpongeBob.
So chaos broke out real quick here.
Oh, yes.
That absolutely escalated quickly. So no one is attacking August right now?
They have not yet.
Okay. Kickstick is off in his happy place.
I'm right next to you, dude. Yeah.
Yep. And Taika has gotten close to us.
Yeah, Taika's actually kind of next to the two of you. August is about only about 10, 15 feet back from you guys. So you're all, in general, you're all to one side, and this group of people are all on the other side.
So I'm going to move back just a little bit so we can get, start extracting ourselves from this mess that no longer concerns us.
Wow. I mean, I guess.
Taika's free, so they're not a problem anymore. And then are there those goblins? One of them tried to hit me.
Yes.
So I'm just going to look. Oh, he's right up next to me.
Oh, yes, he is.
I will pulse with Holy Radiance and do that Word of Radiance spell. So any enemy within 5 feet of me has to make a con save.
Okay, what you have is the one that punched you and the two that tried to jump at you and missed. They're close enough, so you have 3 of them that need to
Excellent.
make con saves.
DC is 13.
Yeah. Okay. So if they all fail,
Then they will all take 2 points of damage.
okay. So you hit them. You pulse out this radiant bark, and you see, see 3 of you see, basically the outer coating, this fleshy like substance kind of burns away, and you just see more of the mushroomy like insides on these things, and they seem to have like your radiant energy seems to like dug deeper in them than you kind of would expect it to.
Gross. Yeah, I'm gonna start falling back, just to get us an escape path out of this horde before they surround us.
Okay, and when you step back, okay, so when you step back, there is a whole group of 5 of them that actually attempt to kind of dogpile onto Kixik.
Oh my god, yay, party, but this is not the party I want to be in, so I get immediately angry.
Yeah, so all 5 of them, they just like come at you, and they just end up like entangled in each other and like beating on each other, like just like inches away from you. They don't even seem to notice that what they're hitting is not you.
Alright, I'm just gonna take this opportunity. Is everyone else just kind of like out of here? Is Bosco like and my party members like starting to leave, or do I notice that they're starting to leave?
Well, Bosco's backed up a bit, and there's still a couple more of these guys before we get to the top.
I'm gonna kind of walk back and and then kind of go near Bosco just casually because I see that they're not concerned with me.
Okay. You start to take your walk back, and that is when you actually do get a crossbow bolt for 6 points of damage. This crossbow bolt hits you right in the shoulder.
God, fuck pointy objects in my goddamn shoulder. This is the
and
seriously though, fuck them. I hate
and you look back. It's the boss of this whole group. Is the only one that seems to have a weapon, and he's now shot you with a crossbow.
I'm gonna be like, I can see the bullshittery here, and I'm not standing for it. I'm assuming that was I used my move action there, correct? To kind of walk back.
Well, this is all still the first round, so you already made your attack, and you were able to move.
Oh, that's right.
I haven't gotten to the next round yet. So.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So I wasn't actually okay. Sorry, I didn't. Go ahead. My bad.
No. You're clear. It's good. I'm gonna make it clear. That is now the end of this round, and August, you are now up again.
Woo. So, who's next to me?
Right, closer to you now is Bosco, and there are. You attack Bosco?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No.
There are still 7 of these mushroom people and the one boss guy.
Okay.
And a good 5 of them are kind of clumped together right now.
How close to me?
They'd be about 20 feet.
Okay. Is it possible to get within 15 feet of all of them without allies in the cone?
You would actually be able to, like, okay. Which spell is it?
Burning Hands.
Just 1 sec.
Yo, I'm pissed.
15-foot cone. You could actually get all of them but the boss
That's fine by me.
in a burning hands cone, but you couldn't get the boss.
Alright.
Or if you got the boss, you couldn't get as many of them. Would be up to you how you wanted to angle that.
I'll just take out the little guys.
Okay.
So fucking cat, dude. Do I have to roll, or is it just like one of those reactionary ones? It just says they make a dexterity saving throw.
Yep, they're all gonna make dex saves in just a second when I get my number to come back up, and there we go.
You are being
Got
bad. We're going to talk about your behavior.
Who are you talking to?
That cat is so bad.
That reminds me of
Okay.
this little one.
Yeah, give me the how much damage? Because you do roll 3d6.
Well, if I hit,
Oh yeah, you don't need to hit. It's either they take 3d6 damage, or they take, on a failed save, they take half.
14. So 14.
Okay, so pretty much you get when you set out your hands and you set off the burning hands, the fire arches out, arcs out from where you're at, and you get them all, and all of them but one of the little guys. We're dealing with all the little guys now. All but one of them just kind of burst into flames, turn to ash, and just crumple down dead.
Yes.
Damn.
Burn slowly, bitches.
When the smoke clears, all that's left is their ghost standing there.
Oh my
Ghost
God.
mushrooms.
I don't mind ghost mushrooms. Better than real mushrooms.
Ghost mushrooms.
Depending on the type.
So now we've radically shrunk the initiative order, taking out quite a lot on those. Did you want to move or anything else, August?
Meh.
So Kixik, it is your turn now. There is one goblin left. He's partially on fire still, and then there's the boss, and he's
yeah, he's a little bitch. I'm really angry at him.
Yeah.
I am absolutely seething. I want to try to take out the bolt and throw it back at him to see if I'll do anything.
Okay. Just make an attack.
What kind of attack?
So that would be okay, so that's technically an improvised weapon because a bolt is not meant to be thrown by hand.
Okay.
What is wrong with you?
This is like you're trying to throw a pencil.
So yeah,
but I have
had a
muscles.
bard that I killed once. For sure.
if a character uses a ranged weapon, no, okay. or throws a melee weapon that doesn't have a thrown property. Okay, so just make a ranged attack. So just your dex, but you don't get proficiency because you're not proficient in throwing crossbow bolts.
Okay, so you don't know me. You said Dex.
Yes.
At a disadvantage or no?
No, that's just a regular
Oh, okay,
attack with your dex.
cool. Meow. Fuck. I missed. No, not really. I missed the bowl. I dropped it on my cat accidentally.
Oh.
She really didn't like that. Okay, that's a 13 plus 3, so that's a 16.
Okay, and a 16 will hit, so you're going to do a d4 damage.
Cool. I have an action. I mean, a plan. The 4. Hey,
So you pull this bolt out and
4.
you toss it. You toss it back, and it is not as well. The trajectory is not as good as it would be straight out of the crossbow, but you are actually able to peg him in his leg with this bolt.
How far away from him is he to me? If that makes sense.
Yes, I know what you're saying, and his distance is about 30 feet or so.
Cool. I'm gonna fucking rush at him, and I'm gonna use rage to attack him. Again.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, hold on. That doesn't give me another.
That doesn't give you another attack right now.
No, I thought I had a secondary attack. I guess I was wrong. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna fucking do a thing where I'm running at him.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You've thrown that at him, and then you can just run at him. Get yourself in a position to be closer to him next round.
Yeah, but I will activate rage on that because I'm fucking pissed. Oh shit, cat! You scared me. Oh my god. We're good. I'm so angry. Ah! Hi, baby.
Okay.
Oh my
yep.
god.
So, okay, yeah. So that's what you do, and then we move on to Taika. It's your turn.
Hey.
Right at this moment, there's the boss, the guy that was trying to make you eat the mushrooms, and there's one little partially on fire goblin left.
Okay. And I have all my equipment still, right?
Oh yes, they hadn't. You have everything that you had with you. They hadn't taken anything off you. They hadn't had time to yet.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and shoot him with my short bow.
Sure. The goblin or the boss.
The boss. Sorry.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay. So what do I roll for that?
Well, that'll be a D20. But you also have the on your D&D Beyond character sheet. It should say your short bow. It should be to hit DC is +3. So you roll a D20 and add 3 to your number.
Okay. 5.
5 total.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So you get your bow up and you make your shot. Unfortunately, you end up hitting one of the tent poles near him. It does get a little bit of a look of concern on his face. You were close, but not enough to actually hit him. So, and that's your action. You can still move if you would like.
Just gonna stay put.
Okay. Bosco.
So he's looking at the arrow in the tent post nearby him.
Yep.
Perfect.
And the tent pole, yep. And there is, you have not too far away from you, within 10 feet.
I'm going to cast the catapult spell and throw the arrow that was sticking in the tent pole into the boss
Okay.
We're just going to be throwing arrows at him.
while he's watching.
I love it.
Flies in a straight line, and he makes a dex saving throw.
Okay, it's not being worn or carried. The object flies in a straight line up to 90 feet. Dex save. And 5 is not going to make that dex save, I don't think. So
I'm going to need a couple of d8s here.
the object would strike a creature. That creature must make a dex save. Okay. Flies in a straight line. Yeah, okay. So it would strike him. Failed save, the object strikes the target and stops moving. When the object strikes something, the object and what it strikes takes 3d8 bludgeoning damage.
12.
Okay, so what would normally happen now is an arrow would go and impact in something, and you'd have an arrow wound. Basically, though, you've now taken this arrow, pulled it from this tent pole, and then just loaded it into a cannon, essentially, and shot it straight at his face.
Super purr.
Oh my god, that was beautiful.
When this arrow hits, it shatters into it splinters into everything, and a good portion of his face also ends up splintering, and the boss falls to the ground.
Bye, Felicia.
Leaving one semi-burnt goblin.
I'm just going to walk away like a slow.
Stop it. Get off.
And this set you start to walk away. This semi-burnt goblin goes after you. Yeah. But as he gets up to go after you, his foot gets caught in a tree root, and he falls face first. So a semi-burnt goblin laying on the ground, and the rest of you are there, and we go up to the top of the line again, and August.
Well, everyone's dead now, right?
You have one semi-burnt goblin that's still alive.
Oh wait, the boss died?
Can we heal
I'm
him
so
and keep
sorry.
him?
Oh yeah, the boss just got Bosco just took the arrow that Taika missed with, and then shot it at the boss's face, with a high intensity.
That's what happened.
Explosion.
Sorry, I heard a super purr coming from Roz's cat, and then I got distracted by Kevin's reaction, so that's why I didn't hear that he fucking died. So
No, he bit it. He got it pretty good. You now
I'm gonna
effectively
ask the goblin if he's okay.
Okay, so you go to ask the goblin if he's okay, and you can clearly see he's probably not okay, as he has several large mushrooms on his head.
Oh, you're basically dead anyway, so
Yeah.
I'll just kill him.
Okay. What do you have that can do 1 point of damage?
A slap across the face.
Sure. Go ahead.
I'm gonna bitch slap him.
Okay. Just give me an attack roll.
I'm gonna bitch slap him.
What do I plus to that? Anything?
Yeah, your slap. I mean, whatever your...
Your strength to hit, yep.
So that makes a 13 to 12.
But that is good enough to hit him, and you will do 1 point You technically do 1 point plus your strength modifier, which is negative 1. So you do 1 point. And
That was beautiful.
You bend down, you give him that good smack, and you hear a crunching sound as his head just rotates about 30 more degrees than it should.
Oh my god. Kix, have you been putting your protein shakes in my food? It's so strong.
Girl, I don't know what the fuck that was, but damn, you better not to me.
Now you pretty much have like a field of burnt
I'm
mushroom.
gonna clean my hand.
Yeah, you have the boss whose face has just been mangled by an exploding arrow.
Damn, all this bitch slapping's got me tired. Woo!
And there doesn't the only survivor of this battle is that one goblin that ran away. Who ran off into the forest.
Damn. He must have been. I guess. Yo, I'm a little hungry. Let's go get some food.
So what you have here is you have 4 large tents. There are various there's various logging equipment, chains and axes, and other gear that might be used to like help litters that might be used to like lift the logs and move them away. You find several like footlockers containing small leather outfits suited for dwarves or goblins. You also in the far back you find the boss's tent. And there's a stack of letters on a small makeshift desk, but the most curious thing behind his desk, there are seven crates, like they're wooden crates that just they have no markings on them or anything. They're just stacked.
Okay, so before I check that out, can I try putting on the very small fitted leather?
Yeah. Okay. So you take the first. You find the first suit of leather that you can find, and you attempt to put a suit that is more fitted for a goblin onto your tiefling body. And you're not able to fasten everything. You can kind of get it on, like, but you can't get it up over your biceps or your thigh muscles. So you kind of are stuck with like this. It's not going to work.
I'm too thick for my own good.
Exactly.
That booty though.
See, it's yeah. I mean.
Exactly. It's like that, only he can't even get it that far up.
I swear, it's this fat ass that I have. It makes everything worse. I'm just gonna be like, all right, so that was fun. But I want to go and I almost said enjoy the crates. Go and take a look at the crates. Oh yes, what a fine crate.
Guys, I'm gonna just. Don't pay attention to me right now. I'm going to go over here and enjoy these crates.
Yeah.
That tent's rocking.
Oh my god, stop, dude.
Give me an investigation check there, Nick.
Oh. No, I didn't.
I'm going to start reading the letters while he's moving heavy things.
Make you an investigation check, not you made it. Okay, I'm good. Wow, that's a 4 minus 1, so that's a 3. I'm really checking out those crates.
They are unmarked crates. They all appear to have a simple lock on each of them. and these locks appear to be impenetrable.
Huh.
So I'm sitting over here like reading through these letters that were
Yes.
found, and I just glanced over right now and then and see Kixik staring at these crates, like walking around them in a circle.
Yeah,
What are you
he's
doing
kind of
tonight?
he's kind
Like,
of.
I'll just look up from the letters and flash the chalkboard. It's like, perhaps you should open the crates, and then go back to my letters.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna grab my battle. I'm just kidding. No, actually, I'm not. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna tug at the chain or tug at it to see if it's maybe loose, or maybe if I can just kind of.
Yeah, these locks that appeared impenetrable to you before, you do when you actually give this one a tug, it just kind of opens.
Oh, sweet. I don't have to take my battle axe towards it.
No. The first thing that you do notice, though, Bosco, about these letters is they're all, like the first ones, like there's a stack of 5 letters. The first 4 of these letters are in Dwarven, and they're just generally, everything seems kind of set, kind of like, have you set up the camp? This is the quota, the number of trees you need to cut down. We have deadlines. We need to get this stuff here so that we can process it and start making the tracks. All of that seems like standard kind of business. The things that you would do if you ran like a logging company.
Okay.
And you were talking about where the shipments had to go, how much you had
normal
to
day-to-day business kind of stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff. But there's no real. I mean, there's formal, like a formal address at the end. It's they're all from the Grimsalt family, and it's all addressed to the boss, someone named the boss, and it's they're all fine. The last letter, though, is not Dwarven at all. And you don't actually understand, at least initially looking at it. You can tell that it is you can tell that it's abyssal, but you're not sure what it says.
Oh, I speak that.
I was saying, abyssal's not one of the languages I read.
Oh, I speak Infernal and Goblin, so unfortunately.
Abyssal and Celestial. I figured it was related to dead people.
That's a good.
Loosely.
Sure. So can you read these?
Yes. I shake it out, put on me specs, and
Derek, that's
okay. Yep. No,
I'm kidding.
Sorry.
I'm pulling up the letter. I'm pulling up the letter for you.
I'm just gonna read it.
Yes, here we go. I'm reading it right now. I'll tell you what it says in a second. No. It's basically addressed from
the Candyman can. It's Willie.
I need to make sure I get this name exactly right, so we're not.
Never fucking dare you.
Okay, it's the letter is addressed from an individual whose name is Hylore, Hilore, and it says, the Lady of Rotten Decay has held up. The Lady of Rotten Decay has held up her end of the bargain. It is quite interesting that you dwarves, who are so honor-bound, have refused to hold up your end. It is at this point in time that we have told you that we've issued you your final warning, and this is just a nice letter to remind you that we are coming for you.
In 7 days.
In 7 days.
Lady of Rotten Decay. That sounds...
Rotten or rot and?
Rot and rot ampersand decay.
Okay. That makes a huge difference.
That...
Yep.
Is that anyone you know?
No, but it actually does ring a little bit of a bell with you, Bosco.
Okay.
The Lady of Fungi.
Yeah.
The Demon Queen of Fungi.
Uh-huh. Yeah. What is her name right now?
Zuktmoy.
Zutmoy, yep. Yeah, that's not great.
But it actually does answer something for you.
No nachos here.
It does bring everything all together.
Yeah, it does answer something for you because where is all this fungus coming from?
Why is all this fungus among us?
Oh, because it's a demonic incursion.
I see what you did there.
That's
Stop.
not great.
Well,
Ain't nothing but a thing.
No, do you know how demons function?
I am one. All I do is just flex and like
Protein shakes.
I cut things with my Cuisinart. Like what else
I-
is there to do? in
I
life?
don't want to try to press an identity upon you if that's not how you view yourself, but your heritage is infernal, not demonic.
Fuck you. And then I'm gonna like.
I mean, it's no slight. It's just there is a significant difference in the grand scheme of things.
I'm gonna
Your
start.
whole
crying.
heritage is a lie.
I'm gonna start crying because I
Congratulations.
feel like I'm being lied to, and I don't know how to like come back to it. So I'm just gonna cry.
But Bosco, you're starting to put another thing together. Some of the events in Rustgrave were definitely, or at least initially appeared to be infernal
Mm-hmm.
in nature, whereas she is obviously a demon.
Yeah. We even actually fought that minor devil. The was it the Dretch?
Yeah,
Or the lemurs?
The lemurs, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the way demons function is they get a little foothold in, and they spread chaotic energies around, and they keep building on that until there's enough demonic energy to open a portal to the abyss. And then they come to end everything. It's very not good.
Well, I'm going home. Bye.
But there might not be a home if we don't take care of this.
Why us?
Does everything include trees?
Well, you ask why us, but I'm going to ask, who around here seems competent enough to deal with the situation, if not us?
Did you hear Taika's question?
No?
She asked if I was heard you clearly. Does everything include trees?
Everything I saw in the Dwarvish records was about clearing trees and railroad work. Yeah, that all looks like it was what was going on here before the demonic mushrooms. And I think most of that stopped when the demonic mushrooms took over.
They were still chopping down trees when she arrived. But they were also not really. They weren't. What you could tell is that they were still just chopping down the trees, but they were not shipping the stuff off. There's actually a large depot of
Pile of logs.
or large pile of logs and stuff sitting around now. It may have been, well, I mean, what you can gather is they were still doing that work, but maybe not as efficiently or not shipping it to
Or
where
yet
it
maybe not
needed
for
to
the
go.
same reason.
Yes.
Okay. In any event, I believe we put a stop to that since they're all dead.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's going to be chopping down trees around here anytime soon. But given a bit of a moment when you mention trees, and given the passive perception of Bosco, you do see that there are several, this big like stockpile of logs that are down there. There are several of these white mushrooms kind of growing within those trees.
Oh, we're gonna need some more fire.
God, there's too much of this.
I'm gonna need a long rest then.
I'm gonna minor illusion it to
Actually-
not be there, because if it's not there, I don't see it.
Can I clean the mushrooms out with firebolt without igniting the logs?
Actually, you have to be somewhat careful, but you can. These logs are kind of wet from the rain, whereas the mushrooms they react pretty poorly to the fire. So, if your aim is well enough, you shouldn't have any problem getting rid of the infestation that you see without starting a big bonfire.
Yeah, so that's gonna be like a thing I'll have to do is walk around the camp and just make sure that I've purged with fire all of the mushroomy bits.
So you're going to also point out to the others that you've seen this, and you start this thing, and you go through the camp, and you find not only are all the crates that now Kixix is now open, there are yes, there are actually there are more mushrooms in all those crates. Like, they're all filled with large amounts of mushrooms. And there's the mushrooms that are in the trees, and the mushrooms that were all obviously on all of these individuals, except for that one goblin that ran away. And you think that his behavior of running away was counter to the same behavior that you saw from all these people that had been infected with the mushrooms, which was just to stand around and make feeble attempts at striking you.
Right.
Yeah.
So that means I guess
I'm kind of thinking he was the only one that wasn't infected.
Mm-hmm. Cool. There's more of these lame mushrooms in here. Fucking.
Well, yeah, this is the second place we found the mushrooms, so
And
I truly doubt we found them all.
And then also, you do see, though, there's a glint of something under those mushrooms, like a little bit of metal.
Oh, cool. A glint. And then I'm gonna try and, like, see if I can kind of reach it. But I'm not gonna stick my hand in. I'm gonna use my rapier to kind of, like, try and
Okay,
move that.
so what you basically do is you take your fine-bladed rapier and you make a shish kebab with some of those mushrooms and just kind of shake them off.
And I'm like, eh.
And yeah, and then underneath this, you find several
Hexagonal.
Give me a second. Yes, I'm having that whole thing that I had with Sutha's name today, where it took me 9 years to get it right.
How do you describe an oxagon?
Yeah, they're no, actually, they're not octagon. They're actually
octagon.
Or yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not octagons. They're actually hexagons. They're hexagonal coins.
Fuck, what were we saying? Damn.
I said it the wrong way first, but
And
they
then-
actually.
But then Kevin and I
Have
both agreed with
different-
you. We're like, oh no, that's the right word.
No, it's
They're-
a different word, just different number of sides.
They're hex.
Um,
Yeah, they're hexagon. They're hexagon shaped coins. And you immediately they look like a mixture of like copper, but there's like red streaks through all of them. They're kind of minted with a couple of symbols on the edges.
Bro, can I like maybe do a like a check to see if like maybe my old memories of like having some knowledge of like Arcana may be able to help me out with this? And by old memories, they're really deep rooted, so it's going to be a -1 on it.
You can do that, and meanwhile, while you're attempting to do that, August can actually read what those coins say.
Oh, let me take a look.
Cool, because I rolled a 2, so -1, I have a 1 on it. I'm like, I remember
They are
nothing of those goddamn books.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're still pumped up from the rage, so you kind of don't. You're coming off that rage, and you're still kind of like a little foggy because of it. Whereas you see that these are all coins that have been minted in the abyss. They're basically currency that would be used down there.
It's the devil's money.
Demon coins.
That's weird. I didn't think demons did math, let alone commerce.
Well, when they're trading with other races for stuff that they obviously a lot of trade is done in souls on like both in the hells and in the abyss, but occasionally you need coins for other things.
Okay.
Handy to have. Oh, honey. What's Nick doing to you?
Nothing impaired because she's being a needy bitch. You are the
She just
neatest
wants
of
love.
bitches. Oh my
Okay.
god. Fuck you then.
Demons have resorted to bribery?
Not quite sure why they're there, but they're at least in one of these crates. There are these. And you could you can continue to look through the rest of the stuff. There are several more of these coins in the basically you find a total of about 50 of these coins in the total in the crates.
Well, yeah, the mushrooms got to burn. I'm not sure what we can do about the coins. They should be destroyed.
And they're officially labeled as being minted in Hollow's heart.
Hollow's
That
heart.
ring a bell in any way?
You can give me a religion check. Anybody who wants to roll one.
I'll try it again because as
Yeah.
I'm coming off the rage, I'm trying to think a little bit more sensically. Oh yeah,
Ooh.
17.
20. Dirty 20.
So they are labeled as Hollow's heart, but looking at it, there's something specifically, you see something wrong with kind of the way this is made, and you can see it's not. There's just something about you've seen, like, in books and texts and stuff, symbols and certain writing, and whatever is on these coins doesn't quite line up with what you remember seeing before. And it wouldn't surprise you. Uh, it wouldn't surprise you if there's some aspect of these coins that is a forgery.
Okay. There's something fake about this ish.
Because Hollow's heart is a layer that the Prince of Deception and the Demon Lord of Illusions lives on. And they're not. He's not particularly friendly with the Demon Queen of Fungi.
I mean, not many people are.
Right?
And there's a whole number of layers between where he is and where she is. So, like, working together doesn't seem like a very let's think. So you think that maybe you would have to bring this to a library, maybe some other people in a local town, get a better handle on what's going on, but something's not adding up with these coins.
Well, we may need to put a pin in this because that girl's sitting in jail, and it looks certain that if we don't do something about her situation, someone's eventually going to kill her just to get them.
And you do know also there are several libraries and temples in Antwerp where you could get answers, like, after or before or during or whatever. Just, there are things that you could do that would be along the way, but it is at this point more likely a better option to make your way there to see if you can have contact with her. So, Taika, this brings up the interesting question. You've effectively, with the help of these people, put an end to this logging operation. So they're no longer going to be cutting down these trees. But at least so far, you haven't really had, like, there's been no signs of the voices that had come to talk to you before. There's been no signs of any of the Fae that have been around that have kind of been guiding you in this direction. It's just kind of, you're getting complete, like, radio silence right now.
Okay.
Which has been a little strange because, like, since you set off, there's always been, like, a little something around a corner, or that voice telling you, talk to the trees talking to you, the fairy lights appearing, all that stuff. And now you're here with these guys. They've just uncovered these coins that are the demonic coins, and they're now
demonic.
Yeah, they're now talking about heading to a large town to deal with a girl who's been arrested.
You're more than welcome to travel with us if you're heading that direction.
Baby.
Oh, baby.
This girl.
What was that?
Who's this girl?
Melody Mathis. The way I understand it is she's the heir to a lot of local property. and there's a cabal of people who are trying to take this land from her because it has a mine on it that they wish to profit from. So it appears that they've framed her fairly thoroughly on some trumped up charges of witchcraft. But they've done such a thorough, good job at framing her. I believe we're going to advise her to just sign over the rights to her land or risk death in jail.
I'm gonna weigh her.
You're gonna weigh her? Oh, to make sure she's not a mushroom?
No, to see if she weighs as much as a duck.
What? No!
What I was waiting for.
I'm gonna be like, stop.
Because if she weighs as much as a duck, she's
A witch!
Made of wood.
yes.
Or a very small church.
A very small church.
A very small church, yes.
Me when I was in high school.
Yeah, so, I mean, for most of your time, especially since you kind of come into connection to these fae spirits that have been here or there or around you, they've kind of given you some guidance on stuff, but right now at this point, like I said, they're silent, so you're kind of like left to make your own decision if you want to follow along with them and find out what you can do to find out what's up with this girl who's been accused of witchcraft, and it's, or you're welcome to just go off wherever you want or go home or explore as you please. They seem set now to head towards this town of Antwerp, which is still you're going to be traveling on foot for at least another day and a half.
Okay.
And what you've noticed so far here is there have been several trolls that have come out, and most of them have been, they were attacked and killed by these by this gang here, and then the party has caught up with you, but you haven't really seen too much else. In fact, there's been a lot of there hasn't been as much like active like normal wildlife in this area. Like, you're not seeing the birds and the small animals that you would expect in this area, and that's probably because of all the cutting down of the trees in this area.
Can't we just plant more trees and then leave?
I don't think that's gonna fix the problem. This seems like a deeper issue.
Yeah, I mean, nobody else is cutting down any other trees now. The amount of trees that have been removed at this point, it's going to take time to recover. But on the bright side, you don't see other crews out here right now, and you may be able to. These dwarves, before they were turned into mushrooms, had to have someone else that they talked to. Their boss's boss is probably in Antwerp as well. So there are options for you. I don't want you to feel like that you need to go with them if you don't want to, but you obviously have now been welcomed to go along. Is anybody else interested in doing anything else at this camp before you set off? Resting or...
Yes, that.
I'm interested in resting.
I am interested in a long rest.
Because there are some tents here, and there are some cots here, and looking over these tents and cots that they've used, they're not infected, so they're, you know.
How much do I trust? I don't really trust, though, sleeping near these goddamn mushrooms, even though they're not infected. Like, I feel
Oh,
very unsafe.
well, you guys, they did go through, Bosco and anybody else who wanted to go along, did go through and kind of root out the rest of the mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
So there
We should be
shouldn't be
okay.
any more mushrooms here.
Okay.
And you have a tent set up here already, and there's like cooking supplies and all kinds of stuff here, so you could basically have a free campsite supplied by dwarves.
Alright. I guess so.
And I think with 20 minutes to spare, I think we're going to push on just a little bit more. But I'd like to know, like, what you guys do for kind of this setting up this camp. I mean, the camp is mostly set up, but like, what you would do for the rest of this evening as you get ready for a long rest.
I'm gonna do a couple push-ups, some sit-ups. I'm gonna maybe do like I don't know, maybe planking. And then I'm gonna see if any of the others need help setting up either their quarters or like maybe reinforcing a tent or something.
Okay, so you get a little workout in, and you go about checking in on everybody, and everybody seems to be moving towards being pretty comfortable and set up. Bosco, is there anything that you would want to do for this evening before,
No,
like, you go to the?
I've spent a lot of time in camps like this watching humanoids do all sorts of weird ritualistic things to prepare for sleep for the night. But I've never seen the need to do any of it myself. So all I've ever done is sat down and watched. So I think that's what's expected of me right now, is just sit down and watch other people do the work.
There are several. Well, there are a lot of cots for all these people. So there's actually several beds that you could actually sleep on right now instead of the ground if you were so
Sure.
inclined.
This is an animal farm. I can use furniture.
Yep. You know. So she'll do that, and you'll watch what's going on, and then after a while you start to get a little drowsy, and you will fall asleep. And I assume, you know, we've talked about it before, but I assume the party's going to set up some sort of watch and everything, even though you've dealt with these things. It doesn't mean that other things might not crop up.
It's just good habits.
So, but we're gonna move over to August. Is there anything that you would want to do before settling in for sleep?
I guess I'll read a book and sage the camp, and then go to bed.
So now I'd have to ask what you're reading.
Fiction.
Anything interesting?
It's Neil Gaiman's latest. Want to read with me?
Sure.
And unlike my dog, who will just climb up and will look at the pages, but I'm not sure she kind of gets everything, Bosco does kind of follow along. So,
Ooh,
and then Katie, Taika, is there anything that you would do or want to do, like, before you would set up to sleep for the night?
I guess I would like to get out of the shackles that I've been in.
That's like the whole.
Oh yeah.
Oh, oops.
So yeah,
I thought that was a story.
near the boss's body, you're able to find a set of keys, and you're able to unlock those shackles easily. Also, the same set of keys that'll unlock the rest of those crates, but when you actually search the crates, it's just more mushrooms and a few more of those coins. So,
Okay.
was there anything else you'd like to do now that you're no longer chained up? Okay, yeah. So for this night, your watch is set, and it's quiet, but this is kind of what you expect it to be right now, because there's been a lot of people chopping down trees. It's kind of scared off most of the wildlife. And it gets to about, I guess, about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and who's going to be on the third shift?
Is that the last shift? Because I'll take that, so I can sleep longer.
No, well, I don't know. How do you guys do 3 or 4 shifts?
Mm.
We should do 4.
Yeah.
We have
So
something else.
Yeah. No, you do still have bits and pieces of Thaddeus.
Can I have Ghost Monkey? Watch?
Well, you have to get Ghost Monkey, which you don't have him yet, so or it yet, or her yet, or whatever Ghost Monkey might be. But
once we get into town, I can make sure you get access to the Find Familiar spell. Like, I know people in that industry, and we'll put in the paperwork.
Okay.
And when he says that, yeah,
I love Capri Sun.
he kind of points to his little badge, the Celestial Bureau of Familiar Affairs. Who I just realized, if there's a Celestial Bureau of Familiar Affairs, there's probably like an Infernal Bureau.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
They probably don't organize.
like Good Omens.
They're probably not organized like a bureau, which I see as the post office kind of organization. They're probably like corporate with a CEO.
Yeah. I got like a guy in charge, and the way you get ahead is like mostly through bribery and
it's a whole lot of
backstabbing.
imps with law degrees.
Yeah. Oh God, the contract work in that.
Yeah. So maybe more like a law firm than a corporation.
Yes. So, as we move forward, the only thing at this third shift, it's just a little startling because you hear a couple of birds, night birds, owls to be precise. They've landed on trees. They kind of look around. They don't seem to see anything, and then they just take off. And that's really the extent of the whole night. A couple of owls visit. When you wake up the next morning, the only slightly it's not really strange because you saw it with the other stuff, is almost all of the fungus has kind of shriveled to nothing, or is like either that black ash if it was burnt. So there's like nothing left come the morning sun, and you're able to leave for the you're able to make your way towards the town. And what we're going to do now, because we're about 10 minutes to time, I think we're going to leave this now with, as the sun rises, you see Kixic with his big pizza cutter across his shoulders walking.
I thought you were going somewhere completely different with that. I was
No. His big pizza cutter across his shoulders walking. Bosco's like between him, and August is heading forth, and Taika, you're there, and it's just the four of you walking towards this rising sun and the town that is to be explored at a future date. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight, and we're gonna start with our we're gonna move in our endings. We're gonna start with Rozzy tonight.
Yeah, that's me. Cinder Wizard on Instagram and Twitter, and Cinder_Wizard on PS4 if you want to shoot people with me and Nick in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
She's asking people to get shot. She's really good.
Okay,
Meh.
no. She's good until she starts screaming and shooting everyone, including her teammates.
He likes to make shit up.
Bitch! Don't
On
even.
to Nick then.
Hi, I'm BlueR94 YT, and also the Carpe Nerdus page. And like Rozzy said, we're gonna be sucking really bad at Call of Duty, so if you want to join us, definitely you can on PlayStation 4.
Just hit us up with something that isn't a robot comment so we don't delete you.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe say like, "Hi, I have a really juicy beehole," and then like we might actually like add you in. I don't know.
Anyway.
That'll make sure that we know you're not a robot. But other than that, yeah. I guess that's it. I'm gonna move it over together.
Say something offensive would not be a bad Turing test.
Yeah, I know exactly. Be like, hey, you filthy slut. It's like, okay, cool. This is a real person, not a.
Except I think it was someone that we played with who was being sexist again.
Yeah, but
Our
if
last
he was
game,
addressing
never
it to
mind,
me
anyway.
though, it would be fine.
Yeah.
So Nick, who are you passing it off to?
Oh, hi there. Yeah, Kevin.
All right. You can track me down at Evil Sales House on Twitter. I don't take pictures, so I don't have an Instagram. But you can
Get better.
also find me back here most Sunday and Monday nights when we run our Curse of the Azure Bonds game and our wandering through the general area around Waterdeep game, which involves some of these fine people plus other fine people who are not here. So yeah, that's where you can track me down, and let's finish off strong with Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. You can find me at KatieBugs on Instagram, basically anywhere else, but Instagram is mostly where I'm active. And if you do want to, you can follow this little girl's Instagram page. It's little.miss.mistopheles, and that's on Instagram.
That's adorable.
There you go. And I'm Derek. You can find me at Disposable Idiot on Twitter. And that's about all. So we will see these guys. We'll try to see these folks. Next week. You guys have a good night.
Alrighty,
Have a
good
good
night,
one.
everyone.
We're out.
Night.